Net worth versus income. Which matters more? Let's start with a question that separates the truly wealthy from those who only look wealthy. If you had to choose between having a high income or a high net worth, which would you pick? Most people instinctively go for income. They imagine earning $200,000 a year and think that's the dream. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Income alone doesn't build wealth. In fact, you can make $200,000 a year and still be broke if your expenses, debts, and lifestyle eat it all up. This video is going to break down, step by step, why net worth matters far more than income, how to track it, and how to grow it over time so you can achieve real financial freedom. And as always, this is Smart Dollar Mindset, where we help you master money, develop smart financial habits, and create wealth that lasts. What income really means, and its limits. Income is the amount of money you earn, whether from your job, business, or side hustles. It's the cash flow that comes in monthly or yearly. For most people, income equals success, but that's where the misconception begins. Because income only measures what you make, not what you keep. You could be earning 6 figures, but if you're living in a high-cost area, have student loans, 2 car payments, credit card debt, and a mortgage that eats half your paycheck, your income doesn't represent financial stability. It represents financial fragility. Here's a simple real-life example. Let's say Alex earns $180,000 a year in a big city. He drives a luxury car, rents a high-rise apartment, and dines out 5 nights a week. On paper, he's rich, but after taxes and expenses, he saves less than $500 a month. Now meet Lisa. She earns $70,000, lives in a modest home, drives a paid-off car, and invests 20% of her income. After a few years, Lisa's investments start compounding, and she quietly passes Alex in net worth. The lesson? Income is vanity, but net worth is sanity. What net worth really means, and why it's the real scoreboard, your net worth, is the total value of everything you own minus everything you owe. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and grow. Net worth equals sign, assets. Liabilities assets include your cash, investments, home equity, and other valuables. Liabilities include debts like credit cards, loans, and mortgages. Let's take an example. If you own a home worth $400,000, have $100,000 in investments, and $20,000 in savings, that's $520,000 in assets. If you owe $250,000 on your mortgage and $20,000 in car loans, your total debt is $270,000. So your net worth is $250,000. Now here's the key insight. Even if your income stopped tomorrow, your net worth tells you how long you could survive or thrive without a paycheck. People who focus on net worth are playing the long game. They think in terms of ownership, assets, and independence. People who only focus on income are playing the short game. They think about paychecks, bonuses, and lifestyle. Why high income can be dangerous without wealth, discipline. Earning more money can feel like the solution to all your problems. But history shows us that more income often leads to more spending, a phenomenon called lifestyle inflation. When people make more, they upgrade everything: cars, houses, clothes, vacations. The problem is, the upgrades never end. Their lifestyle expands in perfect proportion to their income, leaving nothing left to invest or save. Here's an example. An executive making $250,000 might save less than a teacher earning $60,000, simply because the teacher maintains a disciplined lifestyle while the executive overspends to keep up appearances. In fact, research from the Federal Reserve shows that nearly 1 in 3 Americans earning over $250,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're poor, but because they confuse income with wealth. The Millionaire Next Door. If you've read The Millionaire Next Door, you know the secret. Real millionaires don't look like millionaires. They live below their means, invest consistently, and focus on net worth growth. They aren't obsessed with looking rich, they're obsessed with being free. For example, a couple earning $90,000 combined, saving and investing 25% of their income for 20 years, can easily reach $1 million net worth through simple index fund investing and home equity growth. Contrast that with someone earning $300,000 but saving nothing. 20 years later, one is financially independent, the other is trapped in a high-income rat race. Wealth is built quietly, not flaunted loudly. The net worth mindset. Shifting from income to ownership. The shift from an income mindset to a net worth mindset changes everything about how you live and spend. Here's how the wealthy think differently. They measure progress by assets, not paychecks. They ask, "What is my money building?" instead of, "How much did I earn this year?" They buy appreciating assets. Stocks, index funds, real estate, things that grow in value over time. They minimize liabilities. Instead of taking on debt for luxuries, they use leverage strategically to buy cash-flowing assets. They focus on long-term compounding. Every dollar saved and invested today grows exponentially over decades. This mindset shift doesn't just change your finances, it changes your future. How to calculate your net worth. Step-by-step list all your assets. Include cash, savings, investments, real estate, vehicles, and business ownership. List all your liabilities. Include credit cards, student loans, auto loans, and mortgages. Subtract liabilities from assets. That number is your current net worth. Track it regularly. Use a spreadsheet or an app to update your numbers every month or quarter. Over time, this habit reveals the real trajectory of your financial life. Because your income might fluctuate, but your net worth tells the truth. Understanding the 4 stages of net worth, growth to grow wealth, you go through stages. Let's walk through each one. Stage 1. The survival stage. You're living paycheck to paycheck, building an emergency fund and paying down debt. Your focus, stop the bleeding and gain control. Stage 2. The stability stage. You've paid off high-interest debt and started saving regularly. Your focus, consistency and budgeting. Stage 3. The growth stage. You're investing aggressively and watching compound interest work for you. Your focus, building assets that appreciate and generate income. Stage 4. The freedom stage. Your investments and assets generate enough income to cover your lifestyle. Your focus, preservation and freedom. Each stage builds on the last. And notice, none of them depend solely on income. They depend on how much you own. Real-life example, the quiet millionaire. Meet Sarah, a 45-year-old nurse who never earned more than $85,000 a year. She started investing 15% of her income at 25. She drove the same car for a decade, bought a modest home, and never chased luxury brands. After 20 years, her investments grew to $900,000. Her home equity was $200,000, and her only debt was a small mortgage balance. Her net worth exceeded $1 million. Now compare her to Jake, a tech consultant earning $250,000. He leased luxury cars, lived downtown, and went on exotic vacations. After 20 years, his net worth barely crossed $100,000 because of constant debt. Sarah's wealth was built not by income, but by discipline and ownership. How to transition from income-focused to net worth-focused. Here's the practical roadmap to shift your focus. Budget for ownership. Every month, allocate money toward investments and debt reduction, not just spending. Increase your savings rate. Even if you earn modestly, raising your savings rate accelerates your wealth growth. Avoid lifestyle creep. When your income rises, don't immediately inflate your lifestyle. Increase your investing rate instead. Invest in appreciating assets. Index funds, dividend stocks, or real estate build ownership that grows over time. Measure net worth quarterly. Watching it rise keeps you motivated and focused on what truly matters. Automate your wealth. Set up automatic transfers for investing and saving so you build wealth on autopilot. The power of compounding and ownership. Compounding doesn't just apply to money, it applies to habits. The small financial decisions you make today multiply over decades. For example, if you invest $500 per month at an 8% return starting at 25, you'll have around $745,000 by 55. If you wait until 35, you'll have only $335,000, less than half. Income gives you the power to invest, but net worth gives you the freedom to stop working if you choose to. That's the true power of wealth. The wealth illusion. Why high income can hide low net worth. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. The illusion of wealth. Social media is full of people who look rich. Luxury cars, designer clothes, dream vacations. But when you peel back the curtain, most are drowning in debt or living on credit. Their income may be high, but their net worth is either flat or negative. The reason? They're addicted to status spending. They're buying liabilities to impress people instead of assets to build freedom. The result is financial stress, no safety net, and a fragile lifestyle. In contrast, people focused on net worth often live quietly but powerfully. They control their time, choices, and future. The income engine. Why you still need strong cash. Flow now, to be clear, income does matter. It's the engine that funds your wealth growth. Without income, you can't invest. Without investing, you can't build net worth. The key is balance. Use your income as a tool, not a trophy. Focus on increasing your income strategically through skills, career growth, or business, while maintaining your savings and investing discipline. Because more income without financial strategy just speeds up the treadmill. But more income with strategy, that's how you reach freedom faster. Turning income into wealth, the three-step formula earned strategically. Focus on developing high-value skills and growing your active income sources. Save aggressively. Live below your means and increase your savings rate every year. Invest automatically. Let compounding work by setting automatic transfers into index funds or retirement accounts. Do these 3 steps consistently for a decade, and your net worth will outgrow your income permanently. Measuring true financial progress, ask yourself this once a year: has my net worth grown faster than my income? Am I closer to financial independence than I was 12 months ago? Can my investments cover more of my living expenses than before? Those questions reveal true progress, not your paycheck amount or your job title. Real wealth is when your money starts working harder than you do. How the wealthy think about time. The wealthy don't just measure money, they measure time. Their goal is to buy back time using assets that generate passive income. When your investments pay your bills, your time becomes truly yours. That's the finish line, not a number on your W-2 form. So as you grow in your career, remember, income is the tool. Net worth is the destination. Freedom is the reward. Final thoughts: in the end, both income and net worth play roles, but one builds the foundation for the other. Income is your fuel. Net worth is your legacy. Most people spend their entire lives chasing bigger paychecks, only to realize too late that they never built wealth that lasts. But when you focus on increasing your assets, decreasing your liabilities, and compounding your investments, you build real independence. The person who earns $70,000 but invests $15,000 a year will always surpass the person earning $200,000 who invests nothing. Because wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, grow, and protect. So don't chase income just to appear rich. Chase net worth so you can live rich in time, freedom, and peace of mind. And if you're serious about building lasting wealth, keep learning, keep investing, and keep growing your smart dollar mindset.